on the diamond, or on the ice. Go to prepfilms.com. It's easy. You can order your DVD online. At prepfilms.com, you make the memories. We'll make them last forever.
I could be tweeting about the cool video I just saw, but instead, I'm saving the family some money.
Have your new driver take our online course. They'll become smarter drivers, and you can save up to 10% on Country Financial Auto Insurance.
Well, aced it.
Visit simplydrive.com.
How you doing? My name's Steve. My family's lived in this neighborhood for years. Recently, things got so tight, we had to go to our local food bank for help. I lost a lot of sleep worrying about what the neighbors might think. That is until I saw them there, too. How'd I do, Steve?
A little stiff. You could have done a little better.
What? Come on. You know, I have an Academy Award.
Yeah, but not for playing me.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Mom, can I have $1? Yeah, it's right. I think my purse is upstairs on the bed. It's not here. Check the dining room. No. What about your sister's room? It's not there either. The upstairs closet? The downstairs closet? There are no more closets.
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
IHSA Network Basketball is presented by Country Financial. What's your idea of financial security? Visit countryfinancial.com and we'll help you achieve financial security no matter where you're starting from. 10-point win. Proviso East punches its ticket to the state championship. Talking with Sterling Brown, big night for you. You know, your brother's got all these accolades, but he doesn't have one thing, a trip to the state championship game. You have that now.
Yeah, no, it feels good. You know, I got down here. We're doing this for him right now. You know, he didn't get down here, so this for him.
What's it been like, this experience with Coach Boyce and what he's gone through as a former Pirate?
It's been great. You know, everything he did, he trying to drill in us. He trying to teach us. You know, he won the state championship. He won one for us.
All right, well, congratulations. We'll let you get ready for tomorrow with Simeon or Bloom. And head coach Donnie Boyce, you know, 32-0. That's exactly what you had in mind to start the year, right?
You know what? I don't even think Disney could have wrote this story. You know, it's great that we got the opportunity right now to compete for the state championship, and I'm really proud of my guys. Had a tough night tonight. You know, we toughed it through. It wasn't our best effort on offense-wise, but you know, all that matters now is that we're moving on.
Yeah, Simeon's got some work to do, but you've seen them. It's been 1 versus 2 all year long. The anticipated matchup could come true.
Oh man, you know, I think that'll be a great game, a great matchup. You know, I think Illinois high school basketball needs a matchup like that. But you know, they got to get past Boone first. Got to take care of some that situation. And no matter who we play tomorrow, I know it's going to be a tough game.
Okay, well, congratulations, Coach. Making the state championship, Donnie Boyce. He could have Proviso East become the 4th team all-time to go unbeaten and state champs twice in school history. We'll be back.
Just a reminder that kids who participate in high school sports tend to go a little farther than those who don't.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
And welcome back to Carver Arena. We just watched Proviso East get a 10-point win over Rockford Auburn. Very hard-fought win for the Proviso East Pirates, who are 32-0, and we'll be waiting Simeon or Bloom Township in our second semifinal. Matt Rodewald with you here, and at the Peoria Civic Center, we have the 3-point showdown, Country Financial sponsored. This is Class 4A. Jake Mastranzi starting things off. The junior for Chaz Taft's Storm, and he's first out of the gate. And for Jake, he's off to a good start, I should say, with 9 right there. 10. How about one more? Well, you had 11 there. Yeah. Not a bad number. What'd you say?
I like that number. It's fun.
Always like to get that one out first?
Yeah, just get all the nerves out, see what happens.
A little more people in here than yesterday, huh?
Yeah, a lot of people.
Kind of looking around a little bit. Jake Mastranzi, the junior here, he puts that 11 on the board, so we'll see if that holds up. And again, the 4 finalists in Class 4A all had a chance to shoot yesterday, get used to the feel for it. 45 seconds, 3 racks, and you just got to hit as many as you can. Again, there is no money ball in this one. Hamza Zayad, I apologize, and get that right, from Oak Lawn, the Spartan. And Hamza had an up-close and personal look at Simeon, who is coming up next here in their home gym. Held on for about 4 minutes before Simeon put on the burners. And for Hamza, he is on his last rack. He's got 4 down so far. Plenty of time. You can see him slowing down a little bit. Five there, and well, not the way you want it, but it's fun to be out here, isn't it? Put the jersey on one more time.
It is fun.
How much have you enjoyed the process of this? You guys were out pretty early in the tournament, but you were able to continue to be a part of it.
It feels good. I'm representing my school still, and I'm happy that I'm still here playing.
You had a good look at Simeon, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
You'll see him next. We'll see how they do against Bloom Township. Coming up next now, Fred Van Vliet. Sound familiar? Just lost that semifinal game emotionally. This has got to be very difficult for Fred, the All-Stater. However, it's not really affecting his shooting here. Off to a pretty decent start. 4 on that first rack. 6. Into a good rhythm there. 7. Still got some work to do. For the tie and for the lead. Oh! Been that kind of night, hasn't it?
Yes, sir.
How hard was it to go through this game and then to go ahead and be a part of this shootout?
I mean, I got dead legs, dead arms right now. Only thing I got going for me is my hair right now, but fighting through it. And what I get, 11?
You had 11 there, so tied. So you might have to shoot again. Do you think you get enough for the legs?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, got a smile on his face. Fred's trying to hang in there. And our final shooter in this round, Colin Holderman, Bradley Bourbonnais, the Boilermakers, just a sophomore here, but an honor roll student and a 3-sport athlete. And so we have 2 tied at 11. For Holderman, he's got 5 going to that final rack. So we're going to have a 2-person shootout between Mastranzi, the junior from South Elgin, against the All-Stater. Well, Colin, 7 for you there, not bad.
Not bad, it's fine.
Good showing on the big stage?
Yeah, I guess so. I could have done better. It's all good.
How much fun was this?
Oh, it's really fun. It's one of the best basketball experiences of my life.
All right, well, congratulations to Colin here. Gets to put on the jersey again one more time, and now the shootout, as we will see the two shooters go head-to-head from the ends. And as we get ready, Fred Van Vliet will warm up and Jake Mastranzi. And so once again, if you're just joining us here at Carver Arena, we're in between semifinal games for Class 4A. Proviso East putting away Rockford Auburn as best as they could. Probably one of their toughest tests all season long because the Knights just simply wouldn't go away. A 10-point win. And you could call it ugly, only because of the amount of turnovers, the ugly shooting from early on, and the fact that neither team could establish any sort of rhythm. And finally, Proviso East has had too much talent, too much size, and was able to get the win. Now, who's coming up next? Well, it'll be Simeon. Everybody knows about Simeon. More often than not, if you're following high school basketball, you've seen them play on TV a couple of times yourself. So you know all about Jabari Parker. You all know about Marquette recruit Steve Taylor, Ken Nunn, Jelani Neely, Jaylon Tate, and you can go from there. So these two, just about to finish their warm-ups here. And again, the rules for the shootout, we go from the corners. 30 seconds on the clock. More often than not, these shooters have actually practiced this. However, it's a little different here because more often than not, you're practicing that in the gym. You don't really get the big arena warm-up experience like Jake Mastronzi has right now, and he is out of the gate. Academic all-conference, 2 straight years. All-state, or rather all-conference of the Upstate 8. A great number for Mastronzi off the first rack. 5, 6. This is going to be hard to beat. Jake Mastronzi, you're putting a lot of pressure on the All-Stater there with 8.
8? What did I say?
How much fun is this? Did you actually practice on the ends?
Yeah, I've been practicing for a while now.
Does it change though with the arena backdrop?
No, just trying to blank them out. Just been working my shot.
It's all about rhythm. You just have to get into a zone. Congratulations, Jake. We'll see if that 8 holds up as we follow Fred Van Leet. Now his legs are just, he just isn't going to have enough. So Fred's just kind of coming down with a good showing as best he can. One more ball for the All-Stater. Well, you know, this has been a tough night for you. You've had a lot of things go the way you probably didn't want to, but you put on a great show for everybody here.
Yes, sir. I just want to come down here and put Rockford on the map and just show everybody we got talent up here and just trying to put the city on my back.
You and your team proved a lot this year, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. Nobody believed in us. We weren't even supposed to be here. Let some people tell it, but we still got another game tomorrow, and I guarantee we'll go out with a bang.
All right, well, congratulations, Fred. Let's check in with Paul Herzog.
Tim Perchinsky from Bloom Trail alum. He's from Steger, Illinois. Country Financial representative will present the plaques to Hamza Zaid, finishing 4th. Finishing 3rd from Bradley Bourbonnais, Colin Holderman. In 2nd place from Rockford Auburn, Fred Van Vliet. And the 4A champion, a junior from South Elgin, Jacob Mastronzi. Congratulations to the 4A winner. All 4 class winners will compete tomorrow for King of the Hill, deciding the best three-point shooter in 2012 of the Country Financial three-point showdown.
Well, we'll see Jake tomorrow, and we'll also see Fred tomorrow, but in 2 different fashions. One's going to wake up in a better mood than the other one. And for Jake Mastronzi, getting the experience to shoot on this floor has got to be fantastic. But for Fred Van Vliet, the All-Stater, he probably doesn't want to come back tomorrow at the moment. Tough day for him. We've got a second semifinal coming up. It's Simeon and Bloom Township. Can we have a 1 vs. 2? We'll find out next.
I could be tweeting about the cool video I just saw, but instead, I'm saving the family some money.
Have your new driver take our online course. They'll become smarter drivers, and you can save up to 10% on Country Financial Auto Insurance.
Well, aced it.
Visit simplydrive.com.
I'm a family farmer.
My family farms too. I'm making sure the food I grow is safe for my family.
And for yours.
I don't cut corners. It wouldn't be right.
But family farmers haven't talked to you lately.
We'd like to talk with you now.
We know you have questions about how we raise your food.
Treat our animals.
And protect the environment.
Join a conversation at watchusgrow.org.
A conversation with the farm families of Illinois.
I could be tweeting about the cool video I just saw, but instead, I'm saving the family some money.
Have your new driver take our online course. They'll become smarter drivers, and you can save up to 10% on Country Financial Auto Insurance.
Well, aced it.
Visit simplydrive.com.
So, what's it gonna be? We could ride bikes, skating, movies, zoo, whatever you guys want to do.
Can we just do this?
Yeah. We could just do this.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
life's this hard, it's no wonder 7,000 students drop out every school day. Visit boostup.org and help kids in your community stay in school.
My name's Reggie. Just recently, my wife and I took in her sister's children. And we already had 4, so I went from becoming a family man to a man with a bigger family. You can't eat love, so I don't know how I'm gonna feed them tonight. How was that, Rich?
I think I look more like Denzel.
That's cold, man.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Welcome back to Peoria for our IHSA State Basketball Finals. Dave Bernhard, along with our special guest, Gina Morse-Fisher of the Susan G. Komen Foundation. She is the Development Director for the Development Affiliates. And Gina, it's a great partnership to have with the Susan G. Komen Foundation and the IHSA.
That's right. Volley for the Cure is in its 5th year, and we are closing in on nearly $1 million raised. That's by kids, by students participating in Volley for the Cure. This year alone, they will have raised more than $250,000. And what I love about it is that it's kids learning what it means to give back to their communities. They're having a great impact on the lives of Central Illinois residents.
And this is something that, with the IHSA, you've been able to put together and involve more and more schools as time has gone on.
That's right. Up to 250 schools are participating. It's just incredible, growing, and we hope to surpass that $1 million funds raised this year.
Well, that's just part of what you do. You have some events coming up here, May 12th to be exact, here in Peoria.
That's right. It's our 27th annual Komen Peoria Race for the Cure. This is the hometown of Susan G. Komen, so it is very special indeed. Coming up on May 12th, the Saturday before Mother's Day. It's a great time to bring moms and grandmas, all of the family, kids out to raise dollars for this important cause. Together we can make a difference. We can save lives and one day end breast cancer forever. And the way we do that is through events like Race for the Cure, raising dollars to fund important research and grants that provide life-saving screenings, treatment, outreach, and education.
For those folks that are just runners by nature, they can come back out to Central Illinois later on this year.
Absolutely, and then coming up in September, the weekend after Labor Day, is our 2nd annual Bloomington Normal Race for the Cure. In its first year, raised more than $250,000. Just an amazing impact there as well. So we invite people to participate in both Peoria and Bloomington Normal, bring the whole family out and have a great time and know that their dollars are truly making an impact and saving lives.
Well, thank you for the impact you've made on the IHSA and all the students involved in all the schools for the Volley for the Cure and the Let's Get That $1 Million quest.
Let's do it. Thanks to all the kids that are participating.
All right. Gina Morse-Fisher of the Susan G. Komen Foundation, the Development Director. We'll be back with more right after this.
There he is. I love staying here. How long have you lived here?
A long time. You know, your mother grew up here.
I'm gonna have a house like this when I grow up.
I hope so, buddy. I hope so.
For the first time in generations, the dream of home ownership is being threatened. Realtors, members of the National Association of Realtors, are here to represent you and protect home ownership.
Jane goes to school from 7:45 a.m. to 3 p.m. Then must go to softball practice from 3:45 to 6 p.m., followed by jazz practice from 6:30 to 9 p.m. What are you doing between 3:45 and 9?
A recent survey of Fortune 500 executives showed that 95% participated in activities while in high school. So don't just go to school, go beyond with the IHSA.
The Illinois High School Association. Challenge yourself.
That's slow, that's slow. That's slow. Look, he's blushing.
Bring out the action hero in you. Fuel up right and get energized. part of the greatest action movie ever. The first movie that puts you in the action. Show us how you train and eat like an action hero. Join in at actionheroalliance.com.
Welcome back to Carver Arena. We are just about set for our second semifinal, less than 10 minutes from now, between Simeon and the Wolverines and the Bloom Township Blazing Trojans. And our first semifinal went to Proviso East, putting themselves to be in position to go unbeaten. First time a big school hadn't done that in 13 years. Let's check in as Proviso East met with the media a couple of minutes ago.
I thought obviously this wasn't our best well-played game of the year, but we gutted it through. I thought in the first half and part of the third quarter we did a great job of shutting down and containing Van Fleet, but he's such a great point guard and a great player. He tried to will his team back into the game, and like he's done all playoffs, but these guys right here, Keith Carter, I thought he did a great job not taking the personal one-on-one situation, making it between him and Keith, trusting the system, and Sterling Brown and Paris Burns and Javon Carter really played huge, especially Javon in the second half. He made some big shots for us, replacing Mike Nichols, who's injured right now and couldn't be with us.
Questions?
I think got to remember these young kids, and we're stepping on the big stage. I think we got rattled a little bit, but I thought midway through the second quarter we kind of settled in, got in a little rhythm. But they did a good job of pressing us as well and making us have some early first half turnovers. Pressure is a funny thing about pressure. If you allow pressure or the expectations, outside expectations, to be your main team focus, then I think that's when you feel pressure. We never have ever once, as a team goal, said we wanted to go undefeated. We said 4 team goals at the beginning of the year. We accomplished 3 of them. We have 1 more left, and that's to be state champs tomorrow and raise that trophy. Well, we're pretty deep. All year we rotated. We went 10 deep, and I thought Isaiah Grace, for the limited time, he got into some foul trouble when he was in there. I thought he did a great job. I thought obviously Sterling really picked it up on the rebounding, where we missed Trayshawn and Brandon Jenkins. It was a collective group thing to make up for Trayshawn missing.
Head coach Downey Boyce, Keith Carter, and Paris Birds, the Proviso East Pirates going to the state championship game for the 6th time in school history. Number 2 did its part. Will number 1 follow suit? We'll find out. Stay with us.
I could be tweeting about the cool video I just saw, but instead, I'm saving the family some money.
Have your new driver take our online course. They'll become smarter drivers, and you can save up to 10% on Country Financial Auto Insurance.
Well, aced it.
Visit simplydrive.com.
From the gridiron to the hardwood, on the links or on the track, on the diamond or on the ice. Go to prepfilms.com. It's easy. You can order your DVD online. At prepfilms.com, you make the memories. We'll make them last forever.
I could be tweeting about the cool video I just saw, but instead, I'm saving the family some money.
Have your new driver take our online course. They'll become smarter drivers, and you can save up to 10% on Country Financial Auto Insurance.
Well, aced it.
Visit simplydrive.com.
Bring out the action hero in you. Fuel up right and get energized. Part of the greatest action movie ever. The first movie that puts you in the action. Show us how you train and eat like an action hero. Join in at actionheroalliance.com.
7,000 high school students drop out every school day. That's a line of desks more than 4 miles long. We can keep students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step.
The following is a presentation of the IHSA television network. The Wolverines have their eyes on their 6th state title game appearance in the last 7 years, while the Blazing Trojans make the trip from the Southland for the first time since 2000. The winner gets Proviso East in the Class 4A state championship game tomorrow night. Hi everyone, I'm Matt Rodewald. Welcome into Carver Arena as we get set for our 4th game of the day and our 2nd semifinal in Class 4A as Simeon takes on Bloom Township. The storyline here is the best player in the country, and Jabari Parker taking on the best team you probably have never heard of, and Bloom Township, who features some good players but not one All-Stater. We'll find out if the Blazing Trojans can hang with the top-ranked player in the state and in the country and in all classes. Let's check in with the tops of our class, Dave Bernhardt and Jerry Hester.
Well, thank you very much, Matt. And you talk about how all the hype going one way, and that's Simeon's way. On the other side, Bloom kind of sneaking in here. And my partner, Jerry Hester, of course, after playing at Peoria Manual, starring here, you hit it off to University of Illinois, starred there. You know what it's like to have expectations. For Bloom, as Matt said, not really a lot of expectations to be playing at this point. Simeon, they were supposed to be here, and they are.
Well, can you say Norfolk State or Lehigh? The way the day is going, you don't know what can happen, but Bloom is a very good basketball team. They are here for a reason, and they don't have any expectations. They will play loose. Simeon, a team that's expected to be in the championship game. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Well, as far as Simeon is concerned, you say Simeon, you say Jabari Parker, best player in the country.
Oh, without question. He is a terrific talent on the offensive end and defensive end. He can do a little bit of everything for this Simeon team, but he has a lot of help, but he's a fantastic player.
And how about on the other side for Bloom Township? Donald Moore did not make any level of all-state team, and his coach is a little upset about that.
Yeah, he was, and he was going to use that as ammunition to get his team fired up. And Donald Moore is a very good basketball player. He runs the show for this Bloom Township team.
Donald Moore has been a leader for this team as we take a look at the road to Peoria and Carver Arena. First of all, for Simeon, they might as well play their home games here at Carver Arena. This is how they got there. This Bloom Township, actually, as we take a look at low-scoring games. Now, that's a theme here. Bloom Township only allowing 34.2 points per ball game through the playoffs. 12-point win over Edwardsville gets them here to Peoria. On the other side, for Simeon, they came out of arguably the toughest sectional in the state. 10-point win over Whitney Young to get things started. Then a win over Marist in a surprising game that Marist was there. But then the big 25-point win for Evanston. On the other side for Bloom Township, Jasper Williams, the head coach of the Bloom Trojans, he's used that respect card to his advantage, and he talks about his team right now.
So we played a 50 game this summer, and maybe they watch us play this summer, but you know, during the summer sometimes we only had 8 of the top 10 players and that type of stuff. Hopefully they start respecting Bloom now for the accomplishments that we accomplished this season. I know we intend to come down here and show people that in the South suburban area of Chicago, there is good basketball being played.
Second place finishes in 74 and 75 for Bloom. For Simeon, they've gone back-to-back 5 state titles. In all, they're looking for number 6 here this weekend. Let's go to Paul Herzog, our public address announcer here at Carver Arena.
Good evening, basketball fans. On behalf of the Illinois High School Association and the City of Peoria, welcome to Carver Arena for America's original March Madness. This 4A semifinal for 2012 features the Chicago Heights Bloom Township. The Trojans are 28-3, and the Chicago Simeon Wolverines are 31-1. Let's meet the teams. For Bloom Township, 6'4" senior, number 1, Michael Overall. 6'2" junior, number 2, Dejan Freeman. 6'3" junior, number 4, Nyree Mitchell. 5'9" sophomore, number 10, Zarel Jackson. 6'4", sophomore, number 20, Jared Johnson. 6' junior, number 21, William Williams. 6'2", junior, number 23, Monty Faison. 6'1", junior, number 32, Malcolm Hurt. 6'4", junior, 35, Darrell Carr. And a 6'4", sophomore, 44, James Coleman. Now the Chicago Simeon Wolverines. 6'2", junior, number 1, Jalen Tate. 5'10", senior, number 2, Reginald Norris. 5'7", sophomore, 3, Bobby Harris. 6'3", junior, number 4, Miles Harrison. 6'5", freshman, Dennis Williams. 6'3", senior, Ivan Hooker. 6'2", junior, 12, Ricky Norris. 6'1", senior, 30, DeJuan Stewart. A 6'5", junior, 33, John Gardner. And a 6'8", junior, 34, Curon Davis. Now let's meet the starting lineups for this 4A semifinal game. At a forward for Bloom Township, a 6'5", junior, number 12, Jatarian DeGero. At a forward for Simeon, a 6'8", senior, number 15, Steve Taylor. Another forward for the Blazing Trojans, a 6'4", junior, 15, Johnny Griffin. Forward for the Wolverines, a 6'5", junior, 24, Kendall Pollard. At a guard for Bloom Township, a 6' senior, number 3, Donald Moore. At a guard for Simeon, a 5'10", senior, number 10, Jaylani Neely. At a guard for the Blazing Trojans, a 6'2", senior, 22, Henry Hicks. At a guard for the Wolverines, a 6'2", junior, number 20, Kendrick Nunn. And a guard for Bloom Township, a 6'2", senior, 24, LaJavius Johnson. At a guard for Simeon, the 6'8", junior, 22, Jabari Parker. Head coach for Chicago Heights, Bloom Township for 9 years at the school, a record of 173-89 is Jasper Williams. Assistant coaches Pete McGuire, Job Gunderson, Dante Maddox, Jason Norbord, and Tamel Moore. Head coach for Simeon, 8 years at the school, a record of 228-37, Robert Smith. Assistant coaches Marcus Alderson, Maurice Brown, Jeff Duncan, Marlon Finner, Andre Hamlin, and Leonard.
You have waited all day for this one, so of these 3 gentlemen may be officiating our game. Johnny Garcia, Nick Cladis, Craig Button. It's the 28-3, 10th ranked Bloom Trojans against the 31-1, top ranked Simeon Wolverines.
Just a reminder that kids who participate in high school sports tend to go a little farther than those who don't.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
IHSA Network Basketball is presented by Country Financial. What's your idea of financial security? Visit countryfinancial.com and we'll help you achieve financial security no matter where you're starting from.
Our game ball tonight presented by Casey Huss, the division manager of GND Integrated. Robert Smith, the head coach of Simeon, he has 4 state championships. That ties him for the top spot, 228 wins in his 8th season. For the Blazing Trojans from Bloom, in his 9th season, 173 wins and 89 losses. Jasper Williams, it's been all about respect for him. Jasper Williams coached a year at Thornridge High School prior to coming to Bloom. Glad to have you with us here at Carver Arena in downtown Peoria with Matt Rodewald and former Peoria Manual and University of Illinois great Jerry Huster. I'm Dave Bernhard. And Jerry, when you get to a moment like this where you see one of the top 5 teams in the nation, and then the underdog Bloom, it just has an extra buzz to it.
It does, and I can remember being a junior in high school. We played against Chicago King. They were #1 in the country. 2 7-footers. I was the tallest player on our team at 6'4", and we almost beat them. Came down to overtime. Actually, that was my senior year, but still a very good showing, and I was against the #1 team in the country. So Bloom, same thing, lack of respect. Come out here and play your heart out.
They are known for their defense. The Blazing Trojans are. They've done it all year. We gave those numbers in the state tournament. This is what they have hung their head on this season. They're playing a little D right now. Parker is able to post up. Rebound into the hands of Johnny Griffin. He averages 6.7 boards per game.
Bloom coming out very aggressive defensively, showing a physical presence even though they're the smaller team.
This will be a patient Bloom team, not just tonight. This is how they have played it this season. Early in the year, they picked up their pace a little bit from other years, and now that state tournament play has come, they have become much more patient. L.J. Johnson gets to Donald Moore, swinging left side. This is Henry Hicks.
See what Bloom wants to do. They're going to continue to pass the basketball around until they find a good shot.
Perry and DeJaro, good thing he put the ball on the floor there moments ago to avoid the 5 count. Not much room among those gold jerseys. Blocked by Parker.
That was a double block as Taylor got a piece from behind and Parker got a piece from in front.
Steve Taylor on the baseline, headed to Marquette University. First team All-Stater. Gets the kind roll. Soft touch from the 6'8" senior.
You can see his ability that time being able to post up, shoot the fadeaway jump shot over intense pressure from the Bloom defender.
Around the screen comes L.J. Johnson. His teammates call him LJ. His given name is Lejavius. And he has 2 points to tie this game. Battle going on with Johnson. He is hounding Kendrick Nunn.
You can see the defensive pressure this Bloom, and you can see why they hang their hat on defense. Very good defensively, always in position.
Jelani Neely will give it up. Taylor. Nunn. Soft touch. Kendrick Nunn.
That's what makes this team so good. Kendrick Nunn with the shot. Steve Taylor with a shot. Everybody wants to talk about Jabari Parker, but this is definitely a balanced team.
Well, that's one of the things that head coach Robert Smith proposes constantly is stay within the offense. When we need our stars to get the points, we'll go to them. But right now, make sure it's in the flow of the offense.
And you see the way Jabari Parker's playing. He's an unselfish player. He's not trying to take the limelight from his teammates, especially when they have an opportunity to score.
Here comes Nunn. Count the bucket. Nunn able to maneuver his way down the floor. Here it is.
Nunn showing his ability with the quick crossover, change directions, going into the lane. That's a left-hander shooting it up with his right hand, finishing the play and going to the free throw line.
6-2 lead for Simeon. Donald Moore flying down the lane. A little bit out of control. Taylor may have gotten a piece of that one as well. And the Wolverines will throw it away. Miscommunication between Taylor and Jelani Neely. However, your two-time defending state champs lead it early by 4.
Jane goes to school from 7:45 a.m. to 3 p.m. Then must go to softball practice from 3:45 to 6 p.m., followed by jazz practice from 6:30 to 9 p.m. What are you doing between 3:45 and 9?
A recent survey of Fortune 500 executives showed that 95% participated in activities while in high school. So don't just go to school, go beyond with the IHSA.
The Illinois High School Association. Challenge yourself.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Switch to Energy Star light bulbs, and you'll realize just how much cash you were really burning through. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov.
The goals we set at the beginning of the year, we set real high goals. We want to win city, win state, and we accomplished one of them already, so we got to get the other one.
Steve Taylor talking about the goals that Simeon has set. One of the goals they set was to win a national championship, and they had definite sights set on that. Only Findlay Prep got in the way on January 16th. A 75-50 win over Simeon. That was a game that Findlay closed on a 19-0 run. Robert Smith had to regroup his forces a little bit after that one. It was a crushing loss.
Yeah, it was, but he has been able to regroup, and they won city, and like Steve Taylor said, a man of few words. One city, we have one thing left to do, and that's win state, and that's what they're trying to accomplish.
Looking to go back to back to back. Moore misses on the 3. Put back will roll in very nicely for L.J. Johnson. He has all 4 Bloom points.
And you can tell Bloom is going to give everything they have here, and they're playing like a team that has nothing to lose. They're just out there playing very free, but at the same time focused on the task at hand.
The first substitution in the game comes from the Bloom Township bench. John Freeman into the ball game, 6'2" junior for Jasper Williams. Jelani Neely makes this team go. Here's Jabari Parker. He can handle the ball anywhere on the floor. A lefty none. Trivia question here for you here in game number 4 today. Very quick one, very easy. Which small school had a magical run to the state title in 1952? Our trivia questions this weekend brought to you by Realtor.com. We'll have an answer for you in the second half.
It's a little tougher than the first one. I may have to think a little bit on that one.
You had a personal stake in the 1991 Three Amigos. How old were you in 1952?
I wasn't even thought of it.
Not at all. Not at all. 60 years ago. My goodness. Wow. 2-point lead here for Simeon. We pass the midway point in the first quarter. Donald Moore, the ball in his hands, according to his coach, 85% of the time. Here's a 3 ball on the way. Ring it up for L.J. Johnson. What a start L.J. has had.
2 big shots coming off screens and knocking down jump shots, and that gives Bloom a lead here in the first quarter.
Foul will be called on Johnson, but this is what he did just moments ago to give the Blazing Trojans the lead.
Nice job coming off the screen. He has a quick release. He was able to get the ball up in the air before the Simeon defender could get to him.
Parker stopped in his tracks by Johnny Griffin, gets it back, and Griffin rejects it the other way.
I'll tell you what, Bloom is not afraid of the moment right now.
Unable to hammer it home. The ball in a 1-point lead. Griffin, turnaround. Parker will lead the break. Bloom the steal. The layup. Dijon Freeman. A 9-6 advantage. And a turnover the other way. Here's what Bloom can do in their transition game.
Well, that's their defense again. Jabari Parker trying to turn around, set up the offense. Bloom was having none of that. Got the steal, went the other way. Now extending their lead up to a 3-point lead for this Bloom Township team.
A lot of noise being made in Carver Arena by the folks who have come from Chicago Heights. 3, corner. One-handed rebound by Taylor. Wow. Parker makes his move. And again. He'll go to the line.
Parker that time just trying to will himself to some points that time. Going to the basket, using his strength and his size above Bloom. Missed the first initial shot, got the rebound. Now he's at the free throw line.
Jabari Parker, the unanimous first-team All-State selection, but we can one-up that one. Also, the USA Basketball Man of the Year. How about some other winners on that list? Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Durant, Isaiah Thomas, Scottie Pippen.
That's a nice list to be a part of.
You could put that on your resume, huh?
Oh, my goodness. Nice name.
2 free throws, cuts it to 1. 9-8 Bloom, minute 40 to play first quarter. Rattling it home is Johnny Griffin.
That's the key. If you want to beat the #1 team in the state, you have to make shots. And right now, they are making shots.
And they'll take it away from Taylor. And that will be a traveling call, an unfortunate travel call that time for Terry and DeJaro after the steal.
You have to be impressed with Bloom's defense, and they are really getting underneath Simeon's skin right now. They're putting a lot of pressure on every pass. Every pass that Simeon throws is a contested pass. And surprisingly, even though they're the smaller team, they're being the physical team out there on the floor right now.
Nyree Mitchell along with Zarrell Jackson come in here in the final minute 15 of the first quarter. Jaylon Tate with it. He just came in the ball game for Simeon. Just misses an opportunity for a possible 3-point play. He'll have to settle for 2 free throws.
Great drive that time by Jaylon Tate going to the hole, using his quickness. And like you talked about, another player coming off the bench, and a very good player that Simeon can bring off the bench, looking at their substitutions.
6'2" junior. Here in the first quarter, Simeon has turned the ball over 4 times. 2 turnovers for Bloom. Tate splits the pair. Jasper Williams, Bloom head coach, wants to see his team spread the floor.
They have the lead right now, and that's what they were looking to get, is the lead. Now they can move the ball around. Now make Simeon chase him a little bit. You can do that. When you're a player, Donald Moore, how fast he is, you can spread the floor and just let him go.
Freeman got caught in the paint. Not ready to shoot yet. Moore steps on the baseline.
That time you shortened the floor for Moore there in the corner. He did not have a lot of space that time. You want him out at the top of the key as opposed to on the baseline, but tough call. Looking at the replay, he looked like he had a foot on the line.
Opportunity here for Simeon in the final 30 seconds of the first quarter. Parker held to just 2 free throws. Will pull it up. High for the rebound. Goes Freeman. Dijon Freeman is
Jelani
Neely.
He made the shot.
Man.
Oh, wow. Oh, they're going to count it.
Here he comes, Dijon Freeman.
Dijon Freeman will have that on his highlight reel for the rest of his life. Great play. Weaved all the way through Simeon's defense. Yeah, he got through all 5 players.
He'll take a breath, he'll shoot the free throw. Rebound tracked down by Michael Overall. Final 10 seconds here for Bloom. Freeman feeling it. A whistle with 2/10 of a second.
All on Steve Taylor.
Not sure. Reggie Norris took a shot. See him head to the Simeon bench. He's hurting pretty bad. 2/10 of a second after lob and tip. Make sure none of that takes place. However, at the end of 8 minutes, Bloom Township, the Blazing Trojans, they're believing, leading the top-ranked team in the state, one of the top 5 teams in the country, by 4 after 1 period.
How come an insurance company thinks 15 minutes is enough time to do a good job? How come
insurance companies tell me how much I can save
before they even know what I need?
How come
How come nobody gives me a financial plan?
I can understand?
Country Financial does. Your country representative can help protect what you have now and prepare for the future.
Somebody who knows retirement planning and insurance.
No kidding.
At Country, we always ask, what's your idea of financial security?
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Welcome you back to Carver Arena. There's the huddle around Jasper Williams of the Bloom Blazing Trojans. They closed this quarter on an 11-3 run. Simeon's last field goal coming at the 4:55 mark. Glad to have you with us with Matt Rodewald, Jerry Hester. I'm Dave Bernhard. We already have one team penciled in for your Class 4A state championship ball game. That's Proviso East, 10-point winners earlier on tonight against Rockford Auburn. But Jerry, you mentioned it earlier that Bloom didn't really have the stars in their eyes, and you could see it on the floor. This was not it was a confident team, but a team that was just playing their game.
Exactly. I mean, they are very focused. And again, surprisingly, they are the physical team. And even if you look at the stats, Bloom has 6 points in the paint as opposed to Simeon only 2. So they're doing a good job. Also, more offensive rebounds than Simeon. So they are the hungry team right now, looking like they want to get to the late Saturday game.
Moore working on Kendrick Nunn. He'll pull it up. The ball is halfway down. After the rebound by Taylor, his 4th of the night. Simeon a chance here in their first possession of the second quarter. Kendall Pollard will give it up to Nunn. Jaylon Tate at the top.
Simeon being patient, this offensive possession, trying to find a crease.
Nothing for Parker. And he touched it last. Well, you've gotten a pretty good look here in the first 9 minutes. Jasper Williams, he's been in the coaching business for over 25 years. He says this is the best defense he has seen by anyone. His team.
They are definitely proving it right now, the way they're playing defense. And they're almost playing a, what you call a matchup zone, the way they're not letting Simeon get into the lane.
L.J. Johnson taking advantage of a man down for Simeon. Johnson, 9 of his team's 15 points, and a 6-point lead for the Blazing Trojans from Bloom.
You see it right now. You have 3 players in the lane for Bloom, even though they're playing a man-to-man.
That shot is blocked, enough for a held ball, possession to Simeon.
Simeon's going to have to move the basketball and move the players around a little bit more. They're kind of standing around right now, just posting up, trying to post up Taylor and Parker. They need to move players around.
Parker elevates in and out. Taken away by Nyree Mitchell. 6 points in the ball for Bloom. Acceleration, look out. Rejection coming your way along Fresh Row. Those fans sitting in the first few rows.
They're taking it right to Simeon. Great drive that time. Looking for the contact, got the foul, and is going to the free throw line.
Kendall Pollard with the bump. That will not be recorded as an official block for Jabari Parker. However, it does send a message. L.J. Johnson, even averaging 11.2 points per game. 3-year varsity player, 2-year starter. Came to Bloom his sophomore year. According to his coach, he said he didn't think that L.J. had seen a weight room until he got to Bloom. Still working and putting some weight on him. Misses them both.
Okay, I'll wait for the weight room a little bit later with the way he's shooting the basketball. 4-4 and 9 points here early in this ball game.
Tate around Moore, pulls it up from 10. Tip out. Nicely done by Tate to save it to none. There's the ball movement you're talking about. Will result in points. Rejected. Dejon Freeman. Boy, how about Freeman coming off the bench here, the junior?
Again, and that's 3 blocks now for this Bloom team. And they are all over the floor. Just doing a little bit of everything. Donald Moore almost saved that basketball.
Tate has to force it up. Possession, Simeon. Another block. Taylor's fouled. Well, you can see with Bloom, they're not going to be able to match the height that Simeon has, so they are trying to tip as many rebounds out as they can and hopefully come up with a loose ball. This time they get Taylor.
That's exactly what they're doing, and they're trying to be physical with Taylor. And also when Parker was in there trying to push him out as far as they can. So if they tip the ball, they're not tipping it to themselves, they're tipping it in the air. And another Bloom player is coming over to get the rebound. That time Taylor got great position right in front of the rim and got the foul.
Steve Taylor, as we said, headed to Marquette University. Generated a lot of publicity his junior year. Jabari Parker is playing a lot of that pub here in Taylor's senior season. However, Taylor, first team All-Stater, and he's going to get this steal. Ahead it goes to the score for Reggie Norris.
The one thing Bloom can't do is turn the ball over. That time Donald Moore using too much of his speed, getting down too low, getting a turnover, and Simeon turns it into points.
Griffin, his turnaround goes in and out.
Some of those shots starting to miss. Will Simeon take advantage?
Kick out Norris. Moore didn't like what he saw.
Like Taylor staying with him.
Baseline drive. Tough shot attempt there for Johnny Griffin.
See Simeon starting to figure out just a little bit what to do here in this ball game, and that Bloom is trying to be physical with him.
Nunn wide open for the tie. Rebound, almost a flat-footed rebound to Kendall Pollard.
See how good Bloom is blocking out. They blocked out so good. The ball hit the floor, but nobody went to get it.
Taylor strong.
And now you see a little more movement from this Simeon team, and that allowed Taylor to have a little bit of room to work and take that extra dribble to get down closer to the basket and get the easy layup.
5-0 run has cut it to a one-point game. Now a chance for the lead after the board by Taylor. He has 9 rebounds already in this game.
He is dominating right now.
Nunn hangs. Open, Tate, 3. Jaylon Tate knocks down the 3, and it gives Simeon the lead, 17-15. Timeout called. Bloom, top-ranked team, leads it by 2.
Boo! Hey, where are you going? You can't get by me. I'm #1 in this class. I rule this lab. I'm #1. Hey, I don't think so. Yes! Winner! I am the king! Woo!
You wouldn't do it there. So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
What?
Jerk.
So, what's it gonna be? We could ride bikes, skating, movies, zoo, whatever you guys want to do.
Can we just do this?
Yeah. We could just do this.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
In 2006 overtime, Simeon and Richwoods, a junior by the name of Derek Rose, gets into the lane for the game winner, and Simeon defeats Richwoods 31-29. That was their second state title in their history. It was the first for head coach Robert Smith. He has added 3 more in 2007, in 10, and 11. And we talked about amigos. There's one of them, Michael Finley, one of the 3 amigos from Proviso East. Earlier on, he saw his alma mater knock off Auburn by 10 to get into the state championship ballgame.
What a great player in his high school career, but also in college. And I saw enough of him on the basketball court.
You made the comment during the Proviso East game, out of the 3 amigos, Donnie Boyce, Sherrell Ford, and Michael Finley, he was probably 3rd in that lineup.
Yeah, he definitely was, and he ended up having an exceptional career, and that's just what hard work will do. Very hard work, and it paid off for him for an excellent NBA career.
Very important final 3 minutes here for Bloom. They've scored just 2 points this period. They led it 13-9. The end of the first period boosted it up to 15-9. Moore will have it up front.
And the difference here in the second quarter is Bloom starting to miss some of the shots that they made in the first quarter.
That shot is rejected. Kendall Pollard, the unsung hero of this team. Robert Smith says he's actually the key to how we go. How he plays makes the game much easier for the rest of his teammates.
And you can see it right there as he does the little things right there, not giving up on the play and getting the block.
How about L.J. Johnson?
That's one block you would want right there, because L.J. Johnson is on fire right now with 12 points.
And that gives Bloom the 1-point lead. Blazing Trojans not going away. Taylor doubled up, gets it inside nicely to Pollard. The lead goes back to the Wolverines, 19-18.
Yeah, talking about Pollard, great play that time. Something small, but he just cut to the basket. As soon as his player left him, went right to the front of the rim, and Taylor found him for a layup.
Bloom bench yelling for patience. Give Johnny Griffin a little bit of a room. Prior to that 3 by Johnson, it was a 9-0 run by Simeon.
Reginald Norris now with the task of trying to slow LJ down.
Minute 20 left. Moore and Nunn at the front. Griffin with it.
And they're trying to keep the ball out of Moore's hands right now, trying to make other players uncomfortable and not used to handling the basketball.
Dijon Freeman, a 5 count. There you go. Well, Jerry, they did exactly what you just came out of your mouth.
Yep, they're trying to keep the ball away from Donald Moore. Couldn't get the basketball to him. Freeman tried a couple times. And you have to give Reginald Norris credit as he denied the basketball and caused the turnover with the 5-second call.
Taylor looking. 10 turnovers tonight. Put back Pollard. Taylor. Parker, he's fouled. Boy, one side of the backboard to the other.
It's like playing keep away right there. Being able to put the ball up on the basket. You have Taylor missed, then you have Pollard go, Taylor, then you have Parker. There's too much size inside.
Parker with 3 free throws tonight. That's it. 0 for 6 from the field.
He's struggling. I think that he wasn't expecting this Bloom team to come out and play so physical with him. Even though they're small, they're very strong inside.
2 free throws to a 3-point lead. Now we'll get it to Henry Hicks. He's in trouble. There's Moore.
That's who they want to have the basketball.
Jaylon Tate will look to see if he can get Moore to give it up again. Loses the ball. The break is on. Nunn will save it. Jaylon Tate, corner, Kendrick Nunn.
Big turn of events right there.
And that's how the first half comes to a close. Bloom the ball, a chance with a possible tie. Instead, turnover the other way. Kendrick Nunn with the 3 ball. We'll go to our halftime break. 24-18, Simeon.
Saving the family some money.
Have your new driver take our online course. They'll become smarter drivers, and you can save up to 10% on Country Financial Auto Insurance.
Well, aced it.
Visit simplydrive.com.
From the gridiron to the hardwood, on the links or on the track, on the diamond or on the ice. Go to prepfilms.com. It's easy. You can order your DVD online. At prepfilms.com, you make the memories. We'll make them last forever.
I could be tweeting about the cool video I just saw, but instead, I'm saving the family some money.
Have your new driver take our online course. They'll become smarter drivers, and you can save up to 10% on Country Financial Auto Insurance.
Well, aced it.
Visit simplydrive.com.
When life's this hard, it's no wonder 7,000 students drop out every school day. Visit boostup.org and help kids in your community stay in school. When life's this hard, it's no wonder 7,000 students drop out every school day. Visit boostup.org and help kids in your community stay in school.
IHSA Network Halftime is presented by Realtor.com. Realtor.com's real estate search app makes researching neighborhoods and finding homes for sale easy. Download it for your smartphone in your market or at Realtor.com/mobile. 6-point lead for the number 1 ranked Simeon Wolverines. Robert Smith, no baskets for Jabari Parker, but a 6-point lead. I think he'll take that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, he was out rushing a little bit earlier. We had to sit him down to get him calmed down. He got back in, made 2 free throws. So it should be a different Jabari Parker in the second half.
It's a pretty good Bloom team. What are they doing that's bothering you defensively?
Well, they're just being real aggressive, and we're not attacking them. We're letting them attack us defensively. We got to start attacking them.
Okay, Coach, good luck in the second half.
All right, thank you.
Head coach Robert Smith of Simeon and the Wolverines trying to get into the title game to face Proviso East. We'll see if they can do that next.
I love staying here. How long have you lived here?
A long time. You know, your mother grew up here.
I'm gonna have a house like this when I grow up.
I hope so, buddy. I hope so.
For the first time in generations, the dream of home ownership is being threatened. Realtors, members of the National Association of Realtors, are here to represent you and protect home ownership.
When life's this hard, it's no wonder 7,000 students drop out every school day. Visit boostup.org and help kids in your community stay in school.
Hi, my name's CJ. A few years ago, my father became seriously ill. I did what I could do before he passed, but it took its toll. I lost my job, my house. I'm getting back on my feet, but I don't know when there'll be food on the table. How'd I do, CJ?
We could be twins.
Well, cousins, maybe.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Nice. Yes, go! Yes, yes, yes! No! Come on!
Oops.
Yeah, sure.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy.
Works every time.
Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
And welcome back to Carver Arena, halftime of our Class 4A semifinal. Simeon with a 6-point lead and a struggle so far for the number 1 ranked team, just like we saw with number 2 ranked Proviso East in our first game. They eventually got the win. Here are the highlights. So far it's been Ken Nunn who's had to shoulder the load offensively, but 7 points for him. He had a big 3 at the end of the half there. There's an outside shot. They had a couple of buckets, but really Bloom has been awfully impressive. Part of the reason why you're hearing Jasper Williams talk about his defense being the best he's seen in 25 years. On the other end of things, for Bloom Township, big-time buckets from L.J. Johnson, 2 threes, 5 of 6 from the floor. He leads all scorers with 12 points. The shooting percentage in the favor of the Bloom Blazing Trojans at 42%. 3-point really not effective, but 3 free throws. The Trojans have been aggressive, but they haven't really gotten to the free throw line. Simeon dominating the boards, and that's what's helping them get 10-second chance points. We've only been tied 1 time, but we've changed leads 4 different occasions. Ken Nunn with the big 3 at the end of the half, and that's why we sit at 24-18. Simeon trying to get to the state championship game for the 6th time in 7 years. We'll see if the Wolverines can accomplish that next.
I'm Donna Jeske, a 4th-generation farmer from Mazan, Illinois. Family farmers like me are a lot like you, but we still have to earn your trust every day. Growing the best and safest food we can raise and protecting the world you live in. All of that makes me a lot like you, and a lot like the 94% of Illinois farmers who are family farmers.
Hey, my name's Katie and I'm in the 9th grade. I'm an A average student and I'm an athlete working towards a scholarship. And everybody tells me how much potential I have. but I just wish someone would tell me where my next meal is coming from. Katie, how'd I do?
Do you have to be so serious?
Well, I mean, I did like a crazy dance in a movie if you want me to, like, you know, do a little, no.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
All right, guys, we gotta be smarter about what we bite on, okay? I want everyone to go outside. We're gonna run Red Rover on 3.
What about you, Tony?
I'm gonna run around in circles, flatten my arms, and make engine noises like this.
When it comes to playing, we kids are the pros.
We're eating right, too.
We fuel up.
To play 60!
If your school doesn't have a program, be a leader. Start one.
Click today and join the movement.
When life's this hard, it's no wonder 7,000 students drop out every school day. Visit boostup.org and help kids in your community stay in school.
The Dunlap Pep Band here at Carver Arena, they've been entertaining all day, and they've had an opportunity to see 4 games that we've already had played today. One of the most anticipated weekends of high school basketball here in recent history in Class 3A. North Chicago upsetting Lanphier 74-67. They'll get a chance to play for the state championship against Peoria. Central Lions 60-50 winners over Hillcrest. And earlier on this evening, it was another 10-point game. Proviso East stays unbeaten, 32-0, 55-45 win over Auburn. And at the half, 24-18, Simeon on top of Bloom. We welcome you back to Carver Arena along with former Fighting Illini great Jerry Hester. I'm Dave Bernhardt. And Jerry, I look back at the first half, and I think we saw the best of Bloom in the first quarter, and I think we saw what Simeon's all about in the second quarter.
Yes, that's exactly right. And you look at Bloom in the first quarter, they made a lot of shots, and they played very physical defense against the Simeon team. Simeon was not ready for that to start the game, but you can see in the second quarter, they started to figure it out and play better, and that's why they have the 6-point lead at half.
Kendrick Nunn hits that big 3 right there at the buzzer, following the turnover. Now, you've been in situations so many times where the momentum with like a 3-second switch, what does that do for each of these two teams?
Oh, well, it helps Simeon, obviously, getting that 3-point shot and getting the 6-point lead. And I wouldn't say it's devastating, but it does hurt what Bloom did in the first half because they played an exceptional first half for most of that half. And to go down just 3 would have been big, but for them to Simeon hit that big 3-pointer, have all the momentum, now that took a little bit out of Bloom. If they regroup and come out strong and start the second half.
Simeon closed that first half on a 14-3 run. They outscored Bloom 15-5 in the second quarter. Kendrick Nunn the difference, 24-18. The Wolverines on top of the Blazing Trojans.
Hey, great party. Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well. This is well done. No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
That'd be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
My name is Fernanda. I'm the wife of a teacher. Budget cuts affected my husband's salary, so I'm picking up some part-time work. We're doing everything we can to make sure our kids eat today. Tomorrow, I just don't know. Fernanda, how'd I do?
Well, I usually fold the underwear first.
I meant the acting, but good to know.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Simeon with 5 state championships. That ties them with Peoria Manual for the record of 5 state titles. Proviso East would like to get to that number. They're going to be playing a state championship ball game tomorrow night. And for Simeon, head coach Robert Smith, he has 4 state championships in his 8 years of coaching at Simeon. Throw in a second-place finish in Class 3A as well with a state title tomorrow night. Robert Smith would pick up a record 5th state championship individually. And let's check in with Matt Rodewald right now.
Well, it's a 6-point deficit that you played well so far. How do you make sure this doesn't get away from you?
You got to stay down and box out and rebound. We're trying to jump at everything, trying to block shot, We got to take charges, then we have to rebound the basketball, then we got to outlet the ball, and we got to get some easy basket.
That's some big shots from L.J. Johnson. They've taken your best punch so far. What do you have left?
We're just going to play, give 110%, and let the chip fall where they may.
Donald Moore, not exactly the exceptional offensive night for him. He's missed a couple of shots and 3 turnovers. Is it key to get him involved?
We're trying. Donald going to get involved in the second half.
Okay, Coach, good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Head coach Jeff Williams trying to get his point guard involved, but so far unlucky.
You know, an interesting, Matt, because both of these teams, we talked about Jabari Parker, of course, the All-American. He's 0 for 6 from the field, 4 of 4 from the line. The other side, Donald Moore, scoreless, missed all 3 of his shots from the field. You don't expect those things to happen when you get to this sort of stage, Jerry, yet I think that's a tribute to the coaching on both of these two teams.
Yeah, it was a tribute to the coaching and also to the other players on the court as well. You talk so much about the All-Staters and the stars, but they can't do it by themselves. There's other players that get involved. And for Bloom is L.J. Johnson, who's doing a phenomenal job shooting the basketball with 12 points. And on the other end, Steve Taylor, and like you talked about, he got all the recognition as a junior, but now as a senior, he's kind of the forgotten man. 5 points and 11 big rebounds.
Simeon at 31-1, their lone loss coming to Findlay Prep, and we talked about that a little bit earlier. 75-50, that was on January 16th, and that ended the dream of Simeon winning the national championship, and it was really a devastating moment because that was one of their major goals, obviously, this season. Robert Smith talking about the 1 hour drive from the game to the airport that was played in Las Vegas, another hour waiting in the airport. He just sensed his team was so down, they were so sullen, that he had to get them back up and get them right, and indeed they have.
Well, you got to keep playing. That wasn't the end of their season. And the one thing you don't want to do is have 1 loss turn into 2, 2 turn into 3. And he did a nice job of getting his team, regrouping them, and now they're here trying to fight to get to the state championship game.
And for Bloom, L.J. Johnson picking up right where he left off, 14 points for the 6'2 senior.
He's doing a great job. They keep running plays, him coming off screens, and he's ready to fire every time he comes off that screen.
Well, speaking of losses, Bloom with just 3 losses this season. They all came in a 10-day stretch in January. Now, one of those losses was in overtime. Another came in a tip-in at the buzzer. That is how tough Blazing Trojans have been. They come into this ball game on a 13-game winning streak. Simeon, 16 straight wins. And Jabari Parker will pick up his first basket of the night.
And a great move that time. Is great pressure by the Bloom defense. He was able to get the ball up above his head and knock down the shot.
Again, keeping the ball out of the hands of Donald Moore.
And now Kendrick Pollard taking a little more notice of L.J. Johnson.
A couple of 24s matched up right here. Johnny Griffin dishes. Parker the rebound. That is his 4th rebound of the night to go along with 6 points. Taylor tried to give it right back to Kendrick Nunn. Instead, the turnover will send it the other way.
I thought that was a nice play by Simeon. Didn't execute it well. But Taylor with the smart move because they're double teaming as soon as Parker or Taylor gets the ball inside.
There's the explosion from Donald Moore. His first basket, his first points of the night.
I'll tell you what, he is a lightning bolt out there on the floor. He's here 1 minute, gone the next.
Just now getting some Division I attention. Moore, though, unable to save it as he will head down into the tunnel.
Donald Moore showing that speed. He went from 0 to 60 about 0.6 seconds.
Donald Moore did not make any level of all-state team, not the first team, not second team, not honorable mention. And Coach Jasper Williams says, well, if Donald Moore did not make first team all-state, we've got a problem with the system. That's how much he thinks of his senior point guard. Taylor will leave it very nicely for Pollard.
Great play right there. As Johnny Griffin did not want to leave Jabari Parker, and that got Pollard wide open for the easy layup.
Moore gives away a couple of inches to none in the matchup. Griffin back to L.J. Johnson. Boy, you're right, Jerry. Pollard right on top of Johnson here.
And Robert Smith talked about it, the unsung hero in Pollard. And he's taking on the challenge right now to shut down the hottest Bloom player, which is Johnson.
Moore stopped by both Nunn and Parker. 4.5 to play in the third quarter, 28-22. Bloom led by as many as 6. That was early in the second quarter. Blocked by Parker on Moore.
That's what size will do. Moore did a nice job pump faking Taylor. Then you turn around and there's Jabari Parker at 6'8".
Taylor, tough matchup inside. He was working on Jatarian DeJaro. L.J. Johnson got his mouthpiece knocked out. He'll put it back in. Steve Taylor will go to the line.
Steve Taylor with a nice post up, and you can see Simeon with a little better spacing on the offensive end, allowing their big guys to maneuver inside.
Wolverine fans have come to Carver Arena. Taylor with 7 points tonight, boosts the lead to 8. 4:09 to play in the third. 30-22 Simeon.
How come nobody told me about all the hidden costs
of cheap insurance?
How come?
How come insurance companies tell me how much I can save
Before they even know what I need.
How come
nobody asked me what my idea
of retirement is?
Country Financial does. Your country representative can help protect what you have now and prepare for the future.
Somebody who knows retirement planning
and insurance.
I like that.
At Country, we always ask, what's your idea of financial security?
You realize that 49 million Americans struggle with hunger? That's 1 out of every 6 Americans.
These people are around us every day. They're our friends, they're our coworkers, their kids go to school with our kids.
Sometimes we're not even aware that they're struggling. This problem is closer than you think. But so is the solution.
Give a gift of meals to a family in need. Visit feedingamerica.org/giveameal today.
My role is just to be a leader to the team, be the senior leader, and make sure our guys are on the same page, make sure everybody knows what to do out there on the court, and just keep everybody happy on the court.
Donald Moore, a 3-year starter, just naturally would be a leader from the point guard position, but he does it both offensively and defensively for this Bloom Township team. He checks in, averaging team high 13.7 points per game. You can look at all the numbers, 3.8 assists per game. That leads the club. But he's a steadying influence on the floor as well for the Blazing Trojans.
Yeah, he's definitely the leader on this floor. And he's a good player, but you can tell the leadership that he has. All his teammates look to him and see what he does, and they want to follow.
Big moment now for Bloom. Down by 8. Points certainly came easier. 13 in the first quarter, only 9 since.
Simeon, the defense, really tightening up. And now Bloom not making the shots that they made in the first quarter. They were on fire in that first quarter, Dave.
L.J. Johnson led them early. Parker denies Griffin a good look. DeJaro gets it to Moore. Nobody moving here for Bloom.
Down 8, and wants to try to find some points.
Moore tried the floater as he worked past Jelani Neely. Well, every time Donald Moore has looked up, it seems like there's a different Simeon player on him. That time it was Neely. He's also had to face Kendrick Nunn.
And the thing about it is he's quick, and he wants to get into the lane. And The thing about it is, if he does get past his man, which has been rare, but if he gets past him, now he has to look up and there's 6'8", 6'9", staring him right in the face.
Well, that's why Robert Smith says this is his best defensive team that he's ever coached. He said the Derrick Rose teams in 06 and 07 were great with pressure, but this team can pressure man-to-man or zone. One of the reasons why is Parker can come out and guard guards. And if he decides to play down low, just exactly as you said, Jerry, that all of a sudden he's there to clean it up.
Yeah, and you can see it. I mean, they're big players. Pollard, Taylor, and also Parker are very agile. They can go out on the floor, and like you just talked about, they can guard guards.
Moore rejected by Pollard. None the other way. Looking for a double-digit lead. Out of bounds, Simeon. Well, this is what happens when you get the ball inside against the Wolverines.
We just talked about it. Donald Moore using his quickness, getting by the first or second defender, but when he goes up to shoot, he's having to shoot over the top of two very athletic 6'8", 6'9" players in Taylor and Parker.
10 blocks tonight with these two teams, 6 of them coming from Simeon. Long-range 3 from Moore. The offensive rebound goes to Freeman.
Freeman doing a nice job not giving up on the play, finding a loose ball and converting it into 2 points.
Pollard in trouble on the sideline. There's Freeman again.
Close call there. It looked like he stepped out of bounds right before he knocked it off the Simeon player right there.
Dejon Freeman has come off the bench tonight. We saw him with a circus shot in the first half. And he gives you that extra bit of energy coming off the bench.
So he's looking for a tape of this game as soon as it's over. He wants that. He wants that shot.
Pollard looking inside to Taylor. Boy, what a battle is going on there between Taylor and DeJarl.
Give DeJarl credit, using some strength there and not allowing Taylor to get in position.
Parker with the touch. Nunn will have it. Neely will back it out with 1:15 to play here in the third, and a 6-point lead for Simeon.
Simeon not out of the woods yet. You have a lot of time left in this ball game. And Bloom showed in the first quarter they can get hot and make some shots. They can make this a tough ball game.
Nunn hit a 3 to close the first half. All he gets there is glass. And a foul called, and Jasper Williams just to our right, disappointed that he heard that whistle. He had a 3-on-1.
He did, and that's one of those guys. It was definitely a foul, but it was one of those ones like, official, I wish you would have missed that one. I wish you would have blinked right when he got tripped, because Donald Moore got his composure, was about to get the basketball and pass it up for a layup.
Now Jaylon Tate, number 1, right there. We'll check in for Jaylani Neely here in the final 47 seconds. L.J. Johnson comes back in. Number 4 is Nairi Mitchell. This has been a substitution pattern with Mitchell coming in late in quarters here for Bloom. They've gone to an 8-man rotation here as the season is worn on. It's a big possession right here for Bloom.
Well, we don't want what happened at the end, the first half, to happen here in the third quarter. You played good. You got yourself in the ball game. Don't have a turnover and allow Simeon to get points off of a fast break.
Mitchell on the standing dribble. More of the touch, and they'll create from there. All Donald Moore for 3. Looking to get the foul, no whistle. It was a 6-point game at the half. We'll go to the fourth. The difference remains 6. Simeon looking to get to yet another state championship game. An opportunity to go back to back to back with state titles. Bloom's not ready to go away. We'll go to the fourth.
So, due to a deliberation and much hard work on the part of both agencies, we've decided to award the contract to Abercrombie and T.
What? You gotta be kidding me! Man,
This is pathetic!
those hands went out with dancing cigarettes. What are you blind? What are you deaf? What are you out of your mind?
Today is Saturday, salad on Saturday, fruit on Friday, throw a ball Thursday. Water Wednesday, touch your toes Tuesday, let's move Monday, swap us next Sunday.
60 minutes of physical activity a day and eating well can help get your child healthy. So keep them active and eating well every day. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov.
Our Realtors.com question of the night. Which small school had a magical run to the title in 1952? Here it is. In a Hoosiers-like run, Hebron High School's 1952 state championship team, a school of just 98 students, defeated larger powers, Champaign, Lawrenceville, and Rock Island, before outlasting right here Quincy 64-59 in overtime to win the state championship 60 years ago. That ball game, of course, played in Huff Gymnasium on the campus of the University of Illinois. The overtime win for the Hebron fans and the fans of Illinois basketball. What a historic ball game that was.
Huff Gym looked a little different. I got to school.
They take away those fan backboards and made them glass, did they? With Matt Rodewald, former Peoria Manual Ram, and University of Illinois great Jerry Hester, I'm Dave Bernhard. We're in the final 8 minutes of a full day of basketball here for you on IHSA TV. As you folks watching, also on ESPN3.com. As Kendall Pollard gets his 6th point of the night to make it an 8-point lead, matches the biggest of the game for the Wolverines.
Okay, I've been impressed with Kendall Pollard here tonight with the way he's played on the defensive end, but also putting himself in position on offense to get some easy shots.
First good look that L.J. Johnson has had in quite some time, and he buries it.
I'll tell you, that was the first time I've seen that Kendrick Pollard was not on him, and that's how he got the look, because Kendrick Pollard in the third quarter really shut L.J. down.
Only one bucket in the third, one in the fourth here for Johnson after a 12-point first half. Bloom just hanging around here, down by 6. A little bit of a bump. Bloom wanted to travel. It's only the 13th foul on these two teams combined here in the second half, the second on Bloom.
You would have asked Coach Jasper Williams, 6:55 left, if you were down 6 points, would you like that? And I'm sure he would take that in a heartbeat.
Reggie Norris checks into the ball game, replacing Pollard.
Now, he probably would prefer a 30-point lead, but
Taylor with the little hook. Steve Taylor now with 9 points and 11 rebounds.
Steve Taylor able to use that height. Nobody able to contest over the top. And Taylor with a nice hook shot.
Moore with the ball. He has just 2 points tonight, even averaging almost 14 a game. Johnson again the look. What a night for L.J. Johnson. He's keeping his team in the ball game. He has 18 of his team's 28 points.
Shot after shot after shot. And a wide open look. And again, Kendrick Pollard is not guarding him right there.
Taylor wants it inside. Instead, Jalon Tate. Freeman the rebound. Here comes Moore. An opportunity cut into the 6-point lead. Instead, we'll go to Simeon with 5:45 to play. Pretty good work there by Simeon. The assist to turnover ratio, Bloom right at 1.0. Parker, baseline, going hard. Forced into a bad shot, and the rebound to Johnson.
Looking for a foul that time, but I thought Bloom was in good position right there.
Another opportunity to get within 6. Freeman for 3. Ring it up! 34-31 with 5 minutes to play in the ball game.
Bloom is not going anywhere. So we are here for a reason.
Huge possession here for the Wolverines. Tate works on more and more fouls. Jaylon Tate.
Oh, my bad. We got one shot. That's what makes Simeon so good is that they have Taylor and Parker down low. To have a guy like Tate that can also take his man off the dribble, getting into the lane. Now he's at the free throw line.
There's Jabari Parker, just 1 basket, 6 points tonight. At the free throw line, Jaylon Tate, 1 of 2 from the line. There's a 3-pointer tonight. Four-point difference, 35-31.
A team like Simeon, they've played under the lights all season, so they're used to having pressure on them in these types of situations.
2 big free throws for Jaylon Tate. 4:52 to play, a 36-31 lead for Simeon. Bloom will not go away. 3-ball tightens this one up big time.
How come insurance companies tell me I can save like 40%?
Before they even know what I need.
How come
my company never asked me
My idea of financial security.
How
come nobody gives me a financial plan?
I can understand.
Country Financial does. Your country representative can help protect what you have now and prepare for the future.
Somebody who knows retirement planning
and insurance.
Yeah.
At Country, we always ask, what's your idea of financial security?
My name's Reggie. Just recently, my wife and I took in her sister's children. Now, we already had 4, so I went from becoming a family man to a man with a bigger family. Now, you can't eat love, so I don't know how I'm gonna feed them tonight. How was that, Rich?
I think I look more like Denzel.
That's cold, man.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
One heck of a test provided by Bloom against Simeon here in our Class 4A semifinal. Matt Rodewald here at Carver Arena. Got a chance to listen in on Robert Smith in that huddle coming out of the timeout. Really testing his kids, asking them with 4:52 to go, it's all about who wants it more. You have to think about the last time Simeon Wolverines lost on this floor was the 2009 3A state championship game against Whitney Young, a team they were very familiar with. This case, not all that familiar with Bloom and what they have to offer.
Thanks, Matt. As you saw Robert Smith checking the stat sheet just as we did. His team holds a 26-19 rebounding advantage, but 13-6 on the offensive boards. Johnny Griffin, guarded by Parker. Moore, did he get the timeout called? Will they give it to him? It's big. They do. Well, there's a senior right there. A turnover coming out of a timeout would have been disastrous for Bloom, and Moore saves them.
That was a nice athletic play by Moore. And I think the officials, they were looking to make sure he had possession of the basketball while he called the timeout, because a lot of times players fumbling with the ball and try to call timeout. That time he definitely had possession, call timeout, and Bloom keeps the possession, which is big.
Wrapping up our basketball action here tonight with the 36-31 lead for Simeon. You can get yourself all set for tomorrow. North Chicago and Peoria High playing for the state championship. That'll be about at 2 o'clock. The first game will be Lanphier and Hillcrest, your Class 3A third place game. We already know tomorrow night, Proviso East will be in that championship ball game in 4A. They will take on the winner of this one. Everybody has been waiting for number 1 versus number 2, Simeon versus Proviso East. However, we have a long way to go in this one before we can tell you that that's going to happen. Free throw numbers tonight. Bloom has missed all 3 of their attempts. Simeon has shot 13 free throws. They have made 10 of them. So a 10-0 advantage at the line for the Wolverines. They lead by 5.
Coming down the stretch of this game, if Bloom gets any more free throws, they have to convert You cannot give up opportunities when you're trying to beat the #1 team in the state.
Only one team foul here in the second half, though, against Simeon. Going hard to the hole, not enough English on that spin.
Simeon spreading the floor a little bit. Going to use their size advantage and their athleticism going to the basket.
Tate stopped by Moore. Jaylon Tate finds Taylor. Taylor works in, and that's a travel. Gajaro forces Taylor into the travel.
You gotta give Jabaro credit. He is battling down low, and they're leaving him alone. They're not double teaming like they're doing with Parker. He's doing a great job one-on-one with Taylor.
Freeman gave it up. Moore is fouled. Again, only the second team foul this half by Simeon. They do not have anybody with more than one foul. They've only committed 5 fouls here this evening.
That's amazing. With good teams, that's what they do. They don't commit a lot of fouls, but they make you foul them, and that's apparent in the free throw disparity right now with Simeon shooting 13 free throws, only 3 from Bloom.
Kendall Pollard came back to the ball game. He's guarding DeJohn Freeman right now. It's none on Johnson down in the post. Gajaro, nobody to go to. Finally, he finds a teammate wearing a white jersey. Freeman, DeJohn Freeman, smacked out of there by Parker. Simeon wants to get the timeout, but first, the held ball, and Bloom Township will retain possession.
See Parker doing a nice job, even though he isn't playing that well on the offensive end, not shooting the ball well, but still very active in the basketball game and getting a big block right there.
Moore thought about a long three.
Thought better of it.
Team is down by 5. He has the ball now. Working on Nunn. Now he'll light it up. Taylor will yank down his 13th rebound of the night. But the Blazing Trojans have it. Jaylon Tate looking for the call. Didn't get it. He touched it last. Time starting to run short here for the Blazing Trojans.
Yeah, they need to get some baskets here. Still a 5-point game. A nice job by L.J. Johnson knocking that ball free from Taylor and keeping possession.
Moore on the pull-up, knocks it down.
And keeping that possession, you get a shot, knocks it down, 2-point ball game.
They give him a 3 on that.
It looks like they did.
On the scoreboard, they have a 3. I'm not so sure it was. He was inside the arc. But the crowd starting to come alive here in Carver Arena.
That's a big point. They may need to look at that.
Parker hits it! Jabari Parker comes up big when the Wolverines need them most. Here's the shot by Donald Moore.
Oh, he was definitely inside.
Jabari Parker answers in a big way. He's going to look for 3 the hard way, and he does it. So they give Moore the 3. You can give Parker 3 more. Our lead remains at 5.
Man, you hope a play like that doesn't come up big. This is a 1-point game because, wow, he's definitely inside, but they gave him the 3. The credit Bloom, they've stayed in this ball game regardless of what that play will or will not, how it will affect the end of this ball game. You got to give them credit for sticking around and using that we aren't respected and to to their advantage, staying in this ballgame with a chance to win.
Well, that's been the theme all season long. In fact, it was one of the first speeches of the season that Jasper Williams had. It was he gathered his team together before the season, and he said, you know, no Division I coaches have contacted me this year. None of them have come in the gym to see us play. We have Division I players. He also pointed out the preseason rankings that had Bloom down into the 25 spot. He's preached respect all night long, and he's gotten it here tonight. Let's check in with Matt Rodewald.
Listening to Jasper Williams' coaching staff noting that there are 4 team fouls, obviously preaching aggressiveness here, down 5 points. You got a couple of fouls to give, so you have to make sure that you are overly aggressive at this point, but without allowing a Jabari Parker-esque three-point play like we just saw in the last possession.
Oh, and Matt, you can also be aggressive on the offensive end. You can take it hard to the hole. Underneath 2 minutes to play, a 5-point game. The winner gets Proviso East for your Class 4A state championship tomorrow night. Johnson, he's had such a big night. A foul, and it will go against Bloom.
Back to that play, did somebody get a hand on the ball, but nobody did. Jabari Parker came close. Looking to see if that was goaltending, but he didn't touch the basketball. Taylor got the rebound, and that's not the foul that Jasper Williams wanted. He wanted to, on the defensive end, trying to go for steals. It takes him up to 5 team fouls. Only 1 to spare if you want to be aggressive here.
See now, Jelani Neely will bring it up. He's guarded by Freeman. Taylor double team, and he'll have to throw it off the leg of DeJaro. 91 seconds to play.
I'll tell you what, Taylor can't wait to get away from DeJaro because DeJaro has been in his jersey this entire game.
Simeon outscoring Bloom 16-10, points in the paint. Now make sure they get a good shot here. You heard Jasper Williams maybe in the background yelling foul, foul, and that is the 16th foul.
He wants his team to deny the basketball here. I'm not sure if he wants his team to foul or not. Maybe he wants them to extend the game a little bit longer, hoping Simeon will miss some free throws.
Wolverines 11 of 14 from the line tonight. Parker baseline, and they'll bring it up top.
A little bit different from that first game, Dave, where you saw Proviso East, they were going all the way to the end, 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, they were protecting a lead by just going faster.
Yes.
To the line goes Jalen Tate. He has a 1-and-1. Tate 3 of 4 from the line tonight.
He's had 3 big free throws here in this fourth quarter.
6'2", 155-pound junior. Looking to extend the lead to 7. Two-possession game for Bloom. Moore had DeJaro underneath just for a moment. Stops the clock with 47.6 remaining.
Aggressive move. Aggressive move going to the basket right there. Steve Taylor looked like he got all ball up top. And I think it was that left hand in the back of DeJaro. They got the foul.
6'5" junior, Jatarian DeJaro, 65% free throw shooter. That's second high on this team. This is an opportunity to score with the clock stopped. Neely back in. Kendall Pollard sits for Simeon.
Take advantage of every opportunity you have. You can't miss free throws this juncture in the ball game.
He'll get that one. A timeout is called by Bloom. It will be the last timeout used by Bloom Township. It comes with 47 seconds left, and Henry Hicks will be able to get back into the ball game.
Coach Jasper Williams wants to make sure his team, they know exactly what to do going down the stretch of this game, and I'm sure down 5, you want to try to trap, get a steal if you can. If you can't, extend this game as long as you can, and hope Simeon start missing some free throws.
That's a very relaxed Simeon bench on the other side. Bloom Township, very confident team all season long.
Again, you look at Simeon, they played under the spotlight, this entire season. They've been in this position. A lot of these players were here last year when they won the state championship, so they know what to expect. They know what's coming down the stretch of this ball game, but they have to be strong and make free throws if they want to come out of here with a victory.
See the gentleman with the silver hair in that huddle for Bloom. That's Pete McGuire, assistant coach for the Blazing Trojans. He's taught or coached in the Bloom District for over 40 years. And he'll be inducted into the Illinois Basketball Coaches Association Hall of Fame this spring as a lifetime coach. There he is, Pete McGuire, enjoying the ride here to Peoria. Well, he's got to get some scoring from his team because Bloom's last field goal came at the 2-minute and 30-second mark. And they're down by 5. They'll have to chase the ball here.
Yeah, they have to get some steals here.
Quick foul. We'll walk to the other end. How quick? 1/10 of a second. That's getting the job done.
Yes, it is. The other thing that you have to look for with Bloom is that if Simeon does miss free throws, you have to box out and keep Taylor and Parker off the offensive boards.
Tate missed his last free throw. Still a 1-and-1. The 18th foul here on Bloom. Bloom had a 6-point lead early in the second quarter. Simeon has had an 8-point lead on a few occasions. Another big free throw from Tate. Well, you can say you split your free throws. He did last time, but it's that first one that really matters.
Yes. Especially in a 1-on-1, because if you miss it, it's just like a turnover.
2 for Tate. A 7-point lead. Contact on the way to the hole for L.J. Johnson, and they'll say it happened on the floor. That's only the 13th foul on Simeon. And all they don't want to do now is foul in the act of shooting.
He has to take it out of bounds.
Open for 3. It comes up short for Henry Hicks.
Simeon that time actually went to a 2-3 zone.
Asking for a foul. He got the foul with 32 seconds left in. Once again, Tate will take the walk.
I think you want him to foul Kendrick Pollard in that situation, but Pollard, the smart thing, giving the ball up to Tate. He's done a nice job here in this fourth quarter, knocking down free throws.
5 of 6 here in the fourth quarter. This will be the last 1-and-1 opportunity for Simeon. 19th foul on Bloom. It's about a relaxed stroke as you would see in a state semifinal game right there. Robert Smith just 32 seconds away. An opportunity to play for a record-setting 5th state championship for Smith.
That's amazing. You have to give him credit. Some people may say he's had some great players, but you have to be able to coach the players and get players to play together. He's done a great job with that.
Clock starting to run down on Bloom. They're starting to work for Simeon. Just playing keep away. Jasper Williams still asking for a foul, and Jabari Parker will go to the line to shoot 2. Here's what's happened here at Carver Arena today. Leading to tomorrow's games, Lanphier and Hillcrest at noon. They'll tip it off for third place. 3A championship game. North Chicago and the hometown squad, Peoria. Our third place game, Auburn, and something incredible happens here Bloom Township and Simeon moments away from guaranteeing themselves a chance to play for the state championship. And a chance to win it 3 times in a row. Moore lets it fly. No on the follow. And for the 3rd time today, we have a 10-point difference. And Simeon goes to 32-1. And the matchup has been set that people have been waiting for all season long. Number 1, Simeon. Number 2, Proviso East. That will be your Class 4A state championship ball game tomorrow.
What a matchup that we will have.
45-35 the final. A ball game that Bloom sent a scare into Simeon early. Big second quarter for the Wolverines, though, outscoring Bloom Township 15-5. The lead had reached 8 on a couple of occasions. The biggest difference, the one on the final scoreboard here, 45-35. Jalon Tate, crucial free throws in the 4th quarter. He ends up with 11 points to lead Simeon. Jabari Parker with the free throws late. 10 points to go along with 5 rebounds. 13 rebounds and 9 points from Steve Taylor on the other side. LaJavius Johnson did all he could keep the Blazing Trojans in this ball game. Big ball game for L.J. Johnson, 18 points.
Yeah, he had a real big ball game, but I tell you what, if you didn't know who Jasper Williams or Bloom Township was before tonight, you definitely know that, and they deserve the respect of being in the Final Four. And even though Donald Moore did not have a great ball game, I think that he's a very good basketball player, and he'll have a bright future.
Let's go to Matt Rodewald.
Well, a lot of the conversation all year long, Steve Taylor, is about your teammate, Jabari Parker, but you proved tonight that when he has a 1 for 10 outing for a while, you guys have a lot of talent and use, particularly helping things out. An ugly outing, but you get into the state championship game one more time.
Yes, I just got to bring it. I'm a senior, and everybody following my lead, so my hard work and effort going to set the tone.
So much goes for what Jabari could accomplish. What about what you could accomplish? You have had a stellar career. That's got to be on your mind as well.
Yes, it's on my mind every day, but no knock on Jabari. Jabari is the best player I've ever played with. It's fun playing with him, and tomorrow will be my last time playing with him. And I'm gonna give him my all for him.
We'll see if you enjoyed 9 points tonight. Congratulations, Steve. We'll talk to your head coach, Robert Smith. Well, here we are again. State championship one more time, number 1 versus number 2. Everyone's been talking about it, no doubt about it. You've probably heard some of it. What do you expect tomorrow?
War. You know, we got to play better than we played today, though. You know, in my opinion, we should have lost the game today. I mean, we didn't do very good things out there, smart. You know, we should have lost, but we found a way to win, so that's the good thing about our team.
Both teams, both the Proviso East and yourself, struggling to get wins, but hard fought. Probably something that benefits both of you guys heading into tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, we both found ways to win today so we can get in that championship game. So we'll see. Hopefully we can put on a better performance, both teams tomorrow, so we can excite the crowd.
Okay, Coach, congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Head coach Robert Smith of Simeon, 32-1, getting ready to face Proviso East, 32-0, because you all thought today that Proviso East would go 5.5 minutes without scoring and then win the game, and then Jabari Parker's second basket would be about 2 minutes to go in this one, and they would win the game. It doesn't always work out the way you want it to, but it still works out for the best for a lot of folks. Number 1 versus number 2, Simeon taking on Proviso East. That is tomorrow for the Class 4A State Championship. For Dave Bernhardt, for Jerry Hester, for our wonderful crew here at Carver Arena, I'm Matt Rodewald. We'll see you tomorrow at noon for the Class 3A third place game. IHSA Network Basketball is presented by Country Financial. What's your idea of financial security? Visit countryfinancial.com and we'll help you achieve financial security no matter where you're starting from.
Okay, we have with us Chicago Simeon head coach Robert Smith. He's brought with him Jalon Tate, Steve Taylor, Kendrick Nunn, and Jabari Parker. Coach, if you will, give us some comments on tonight's ball game, and then we'll open it up for questions.
First of all, I want to give Bloom a lot of credit. They pushed us all the way to the limit. From my aspect of the game, they out-toughed us. But we came with some key plays down the stretch. Jalen stepping up, making big free throws. Jabari's big three-point play in the fourth quarter. Steve was pretty much a warrior, all night. And Kendrick, defensively, I thought he was great, and he made some big shots in the first half to keep us in it. But, from my aspect, I really thought we should have lost the game.
What?
Well, we can play anyway. That was kind of proven tonight, and it was proven in the manual game. And I just didn't think we played very well or even smart. You get this far, and then you start doing other things, and guys don't execute what we try to do. But maybe it was them. Maybe it's how well they played defense on it. Maybe it wasn't us. I always want to say it's us, but maybe it was what they did, that made us play like that. So it's something we're probably going to have to get corrected and fast. Less than 24 hours to get it corrected if we're going to try to win again and three-peat.
Most definitely, because they was expected to play us their way. They slowed the game down. They had a half court, and they face guarded me the whole game. So just going into Proviso East, I just need to find better ways so I can get my teammates open and draw the double so they can get points themselves. Yeah, it was most frustrating. Like Coach Rob said, this is a bad time to be messing up, especially during the end. And we just have to tweak some things and get back to the blueprint.
A little bit of both. Like I said, they pushed us to the limit. They got everything out of it that we had. We had to make plays. But that's the reality of this team as well. They're gonna find a way to win, no matter what the situation is. This season, I always go back to the manual game with us being at 1 point with them having the ball, and we having to stop them 2 times, and they found a way to do that. So, it's not many teams that play as hard as they do, but Bloom pushed us to the limit. So, we'll regroup. We won't have another performance like that. I can just about guarantee that. I know these guys very well, and they don't want to let you guys down either with the performance. Not saying that we're going to win, but it's going to be a better performance, I tell you that.
Yes, I wanted to play them because that's the game everybody want to see. They undefeated, and I feel they haven't played nobody, so now they playing us. No, I don't think so. We got to step up and make some tweaks in our offense and defense. We got to come and play.
Well, we put some of our reserves in. Jalen came in the game, and Reggie Norris came in, and Jabari went out, and Kendall went out, and they gave us some extra effort out there defensively. It was just a total effort from the guys that went out and played. We had to dig deep for this one. I'm not happy with it by any means. When we get this fight, it should be a lot bit better than that, but I don't think Proviso East played very good either. So I still think we played better than they did for the team that they played and how they played today. So if we both go with the same performances, I still think we should be able to come out. I think we played a little bit better than them, but with them 15 guys in the locker room and them coaches, it's not another team in the country I'd rather go to war with these guys. That's it. You couldn't add another piece on to the team. You couldn't do anything. I feel like this group right here, these 15 young men, we can beat any team in the country. And if Finley Prep would like to come down here tomorrow or Sunday, we'll play them, and I guarantee you we'll win that game too.
At that time in the game, I saw that it was an opening to the left side. So I just took it because they were sitting doubles at me the whole game. So once I had that opening, it was pretty much over from there. And I have to do a better job of finding the places where I need to do my scoring, and as well as making plays, not just scoring, but making the pass to get the shot off, and just taking my time. That's what they want from me. And I was just seeing it from the bench that if I take my time, I'm more destructive.
I think the reason a lot of people are looking forward to the By IHSA game is they play a lot like manual, which give you a little bit of trouble, a lot more than the slowdown style has throughout the year. What's kind of your favorite style?
Well, I think to me the difference is I think Manuel is a little bit tougher than them. I mean, Manuel is taller, but they're not that much taller. They got better size, and they're just a little bit tougher. I think it's gonna be a great game. Two different styles of basketball. But, I know you've seen us a lot this year. Bogan, Curie, Evanston, Bloom. Everybody has tried everything, and none of it has worked. So I don't know if it's going to work or not, but these guys, they're going to find a way to win. I can just about bet that, but we're going to have to come and play. We're going to have to give it 110. At this time of the year, it's not about X's and O's and how good these guys are. It's about who won it. And I'm pretty sure, and I mean, they've been to several of our games. By IHSA wants this bad. They want it real bad. I know they do. They probably want it better than we do. But when we step out here tomorrow, I'm pretty sure we'll do what we need to do to win. Yeah, it's huge. I mean, it was given a little bit earlier when they played. We watched how Rockford Auburn was able to throw over the press. Just because the floor is bigger and they are a little bit smaller. So they was able to throw the ball over the press, and unfortunately they couldn't convert on some of the layups. But I would like to see Jabari on the end of some of them layups and Steve on some of them end of them layups, because they're probably going to be dunks instead of layups.
They came out, they played like they wanted it more. And, going into the second half, we knew we had to step it up and play our style of ball. And, we just got to take care of the ball more.
Well, they came out pretty prepared for the game. And, during the first and second half, we kind of rushed, and we just had to be more disciplined. Just take it play by play. Every play is big.
Okay, that's good for tonight. Thanks, Coach. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay, we have Chicago Heights Bloom Township head coach Jasper Williams. He's brought with him Donald Moore, Johnny Griffin, and Javius Johnson. Coach, you give us a few comments on the game tonight, and then we'll open it up for questions.
First statement, I'm very proud of this team. They gave 110%. Just looking at the stat sheet, They outscored 17-1 from the free throw line. Big difference. And look at the rebounding. I think the rebound was 35-22. But once again, heads go off to Simeon, a great team. Good coaching staff. But once again, I'm very proud of our kids. They represent the community, and they represent both high schools, Bloom Trail and Bloom. We just lost focus. Started extending our defense out too far from the basket. Gave up driving lanes. And then once they penetrated it, big guys had to come to the ball, which freed them up on the offensive glass. And they were just really playing volleyball around the rim with the balls until they put it in. I think that was the key to the, matter of fact, those 3 or 4 minutes right there in the second quarter, I think was the key to the game.
John, Jabari Parker just said that was the most frustrating game we had all year. They've gone all around the country to play some great players. How does that make you feel?
It make me feel good. He the #1 player in the country, regardless, because I wanted to make it hard for him on offense. Shadow him.
How'd you do it? Your strategy?
I just denied him the ball. Wanted to deny him the ball the whole game.
I knew that before we played the game that we can play with them from the jump. We were just running our offense, and I was just open. The coach said, anytime I'm open, just take the shot.
Okay, Coach, thanks a lot. Good luck tomorrow.
And thank you.